In terms of wearing a mask, our advice is clear that wearing a mask if you don't have an infection really reduces the risk, almost not at all. So we do not advise that.
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet. But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
People tend to leave them on, they contaminate the face mask and then wipe it over something, so it's really not a good idea and doesn't help.
There is no evidence that general wearing of face masks by the public who are well affects the spread of the disease in our society.
The evidence on face masks has always been quite variable, quite weak, quite difficult to know exactly, and there's no real trials on it.
When the evidence around the use of masks by the general public, especially outdoors, is extremely weak.
The recommendation from SAGE is completely clear, which is that there is weak evidence of a small effect in which a face mask can prevent a source of infection going from somebody who is infected to the people around them.
There was a statement by the World Health Organization, which was definitely against the wearing of muzzles. Now, a few weeks ago, the World Health Organization did a reverse ferret and changed its mind. And W.H.O of the medical correspondent Newsnight on the BBC had an amazing scoop the other day. She actually discovered, and she put it to the WHO, that her contacts inside the World Health Organization had told her that the position of the WHO on muzzles had been changed because of political pressure, not because of medical reasons.
Newsnight understands that the World Health Organization committee that reviewed the evidence for the use of face coverings in public didn't back them. But after political lobbying, the WHO now recommends them.
As of Monday, the 15th of June, face coverings will become mandatory on public transport.
We've therefore come to the decision that face coverings should be mandatory in shops and supermarkets.
Masks and face coverings will, from 11:59 p.m. Wednesday night, be mandatory.
Just as we are prepared by having food and water set aside in the event of a natural disaster, we are encouraging New Zealanders to have a supply of masks set aside at home in the event of a further COVID-19 outbreak.
Why have you chosen not to mandate mask use,
at this
particularly
stage?
Auckland at this point?
Yeah.
And is it something that's still on the table? Could we still see mandated mask use?
Yes, we could still see mandated mask use. We haven't done that as yet. One of our concerns is that not everyone will be prepared. And so you may, for instance, wish to go to your local supermarket or do a click and collect with a local hardware store to pick up masks. And of course, we wouldn't want people being fined without having them while they're in the endeavouring to get them. So that's one reason. Also, we do want to get the message out that you can fashion your own mask.
This is a homemade mask, which there are various patterns for on the internet or elsewhere. I didn't make this myself.
Who did make that, Dr. Bloomfield?
Who did make this?
Yes.
It was the mother of one of my son's friends, so kindly made that for me. I've also had a lovely one sent by a member of the public, which has got the TARDIS on it, which is nice.
I just have a range of patterns. I didn't bring mine down as Dr. Bloomfield did, so unfortunately I can't show you. I don't.
Can you demonstrate?
The important thing here is to, of course, hold the elastic at the ends and keep the hands away from the mouth and face. It goes here over the ears. In my case, not too difficult to do. The one problem I do have is my glasses do fog up a bit, you will notice, and I'll take that off. Apparently you can use sellotape across the top just to help prevent that. So.
Cabinet has decided to move to mandating the wearing of face coverings on public transport for level 2 and above. These new orders will come into force from Monday.